I think that's part of it, but it can't be what you point to as the reason that the Ravens lost. Because, number one, that does not take into account how good the Titans were. That does not take into account that the Titans did things that they want to do, that they knew they could do, that is their strength. Look, the Ravens being unable to stop Derrick Henry is not because they were rusty. And that's a huge part of yesterday's game. The Ravens falling behind by 14 points, part of that is that Jonnu Smith ends up with an unbelievable one-handed catch. There's perfect coverage on that play. Perfect coverage, corner of the end zone, and as Dan Fouts said, he got his left cheek in. That's not because the Ravens are rusty. So to simply say, well, the Ravens didn't play their starters in Week 17, that's why they lost, is unfair to the Titans and unfair to what happened to the game. But for the Ravens, they certainly weren't in a rhythm or a flow offensively early, which is how Lamar Jackson and Baltimore has been so good this season. But I really hate the oversimplified narrative of you can't rest your starters Week 17 because you get rusty and then you can't win, because we've had examples of the opposite. In 2009, let's take it the next step. The Indianapolis Colts were 14-0 and rested their starters in Week 16. They had wrapped up the 1 seed in 2009. They sat Peyton Manning and the starters in the second half of Week 16 and then all of Week 17 and had the bye. And they won their 2 playoff games by a combined 30 points and then led the Super Bowl 10-0. That was before the Saints had the onside kick and came back to win. But you can't say that rust hurt the Colts, and they did more things that would make them more rusty than any team arguably ever, starting the rest in Week 16. So I don't want to hear that it was rust was the reason last night for the Ravens' loss. It was far more than just that.